Hey, welcome everyone to Mystics Outlook. We got Cardell W. Jr., Wilson Tarpage, and the Washington Mystics. They get back to 4-4 on the year, and most importantly, they got their first home win of the season by beating the Chicago Sky tonight, 90-72. Um, Cardell, you talked during the show a little bit earlier. How do you think they did in terms of some of the things that you shared as the keys for this game that resulted in a W?
They were able to punish them inside. They didn't allow them to get out and run and push the pace and control tempo and wear them out that way. And they punished them on the boards, man. And in this game, the Mystics hit good efficient amount of 3-point shots, which kept the Sky honest, and then they just punished them inside, mainly off of offensive rebounds and second chance points. That's where the game is won. Mystics had 17 offensive rebounds to the Sky's 5, and they scored 22 second chance points to the Sky's 3 second chance points. Um, they turned it over 16 times, but only allowed 14 points off the turnover, which means they got back. Meanwhile, they turned the Sky over 19 times, and they scored 24 points off of their turnovers. And then points in the paint, 46-30, Washington. Bench points, 34-30, Washington. Uh, Fast break points, Washington won that 8-7, which tells you they were getting back on defense. They cut their water off in that, and they made the Sky half court team, and made them have to hit shots from the outside, and they didn't do it. They were fairly inefficient outside 3-point shooting. They shot 43% overall from the field, and then they shot 37% from deep. Then the Sky shot 62% from the free throw line. So rough night, especially for one Natasha Cloud on her return, 0 for, fouled out, literally 0.0 rebounds, 3 assists, six fouls. So the Mystics were, they was pretty clicking. They was clicking on a lot of things. You see, excuse me. Led by Shakira, who I said is playing at an all-star level, 17 points, 8 rebounds. Kaylani well, 13.7 rebounds, and then Kiki with 15 points, another double-double, 11 rebounds. Cody McMahon led the way with 4 assists, 8 points, just chipping in as a rook, doing what she can. And then, the bench production. Prosper at 7, Alicia Flores 8, Lauren Betts 8, Dugalich 8, Luciosa 3. Hey, man, sound production from the entire team, man. And they did what they should do inside, punished them inside, and then everything else fell into place.
Yeah, I think that was one of the biggest takeaways for me. Was just I was happy with how productive the bench was just across the board. I know it wasn't like anybody had a 12 or 15 point game or anything like that, but you had 3 players with 8 points, one with 7. They all got on the glass a little bit. Uh, yeah, and those areas that you touched on, those areas that they've failed to win in some of those close losses they've had. When you talk about the turnovers, limiting the points off the turnovers goes a long way. Yeah, you're young, you're going to turn the ball over at times, but this one of the few games this season where they didn't, they didn't pay dearly for it. The other team didn't capitalize off it to the level of which the game was lost because of it. Um, the dominance on the offensive glass, outstanding work by them. And this one, as you said, Shakira's been on one. They're 17-8. That's that's coming off. I think she had 25 in the loss to the Sparks. Um, 17 in the game before that. She's been amazing. She's continued to be steady for them. And they got this one without Sonia Citron in the lineup, which she was out with a left foot sprain. I think it's something Coach Johnson said that she's been playing through, but they were able to rest one of their key players and get a big win, a much needed win rather. But yeah, it was good to see, and I thought also Michaela Onuwere with a really nice performance outside of the turnovers. She was stellar tonight, but again they still turn the ball over a little too much for my liking. However, a win's a win, and they checked a couple boxes that went a long way for them. in this one. Uh, I guess I put it up on the screen for you. The comments we'll get to you guys in a bit as always, but player of the game for you, Carter.
Man, yeah, I gotta go with Shakira, man. She's just been dominant all year. She's been the one. She been the one focal point, and she had a task of dealing with Cardoso. So, um, yeah, her energy and just at minus the 5 turnovers. She was a plus 17, 17-8, getting back on defense. Stopping any fast break plays on top of what she did. 17-8, she didn't even shoot the ball well, but it's just her energy and impact defensively overcame that. She still found a way. She got some lines. She stayed aggressive, and yeah, man, she's putting it all together. Like she's each year she's gotten better and better. That's all you can ask for from your players. So I give it to her. I love her production tonight.
Yeah, and to piggyback on what you said, for everything that you named, I mean, honestly, it's just throughout what 8 9 games this year. We know the contract they gave her. It's been outstanding return on investment so far for Washington. That's what Shakira has been for them. So you can't get mad at that at all. X Factor in this one.
X Factor. I'm gonna go Kiki X Factor to do that. Michaela, 13 points, 7 rebounds, 5 or 6 from the field. It was needed. I mean, they pulled away in the second half, but it was needed, and the way she suffocated the perimeter attack, especially Cloud. I mean, anytime you hold a pro over, you're doing your thing. So, especially an accomplished pro. So, she definitely was that. The same thing. Her impact on both ends was huge, and it set the tone for the Mystics.
Hey man, I agree on all counts, and uh, to the point of just how big of a game she had is plus 25 for her efforts tonight with the turnovers. Like her and Shakira, despite turning the ball over, which was kind of the only flaw this evening for them, the plus minus was amazing for them. But as you said, everything she did defensively, and we've seen the games where they've got additional production from perimeter players. It's been
Mm-hmm.
great for them. It's been much needed, and get on the glass too. I was very appreciative of that from her as well. 7 boards, playing on the wing. We already know the advantage the team has in the front court, but shout out to her for the night that she had, and that's what you want out of a for a really young team. She's the second. She's the only other vet, like real vet in terms of age wise. So yeah, big game from her tonight as X Factor. All right, get to these comments. Area 11, see, joking. I guess Sonya was a problem, lol. He followed that up with, but it's good to see them get a nice win and see a young player step up for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Doug Dame, not much to say tonight. Great lunch pail win. We about to get into the grind. Good rep for everybody.
For sure. But it's a good game because they know how to win without arguably their best player. They understand what it takes. So they can bring the same energy and consistency when she's there. They can be the team we feel they can be, um, based on the talent, and then as they get more experience.
Area 11, see again, and the double double machine getting back to it as well. I was talking about Kiki Area with another 15 and 11.
Yeah, she was a beast. She was a beast inside, man. She was that one play where she pulled down offensive rebounds, 3 sky, and they all back hitting her and trying to get the ball. She just took her time bumping, and then finally got it off the glass, and they ain't even called her and one. She ain't even trip. She just ran back down court. I'm like, that's what she do, double double. So hit a 3 pointer along with Shakir and Onyewell. They all hit 3 pointers, man. So they can step out and do that too, man. So that's what you expect from Kiki. She's an all-star for a reason. You expect double doubles to come in like that because she's that talented.
The name again. And that was a good sample size. Where do y'all realistically? Oh, sorry. Here we go. Now that we got a good sample size, where do y'all see us realistically fitting in this season? Kind of a picture question. Uh, game nine.
Like I've been saying, I'm gonna wait till mid June, late between mid to late June, have a better idea. Um, to me, their flow has been better since they added what's my girl name Flores.
Flores.
She's that's her game, setting the table, and you can tell she got a lot of pro experience because she's not really rattled, and that's a good balance to it. Amore and when Rory get in and stuff like that, what they bring in, um, and they needed it because it was just too many turnovers. It's still a little bit too many turnovers, but before it was just outrageous. And like before, the turnovers was coming from the backcourt. I mean, you're when it's coming from your guards, you can't even get into your sets because they're the ones initiating everything. Now it's coming from the bigs, but at least you're getting it to the bigs. You're running something. They just gotta be better with the ball when they're making their moves and be stronger on the block and because they know guards are trying to dig down and steal it from them or whatnot. So they just gotta be better in that regard. But look, they what they had 16 turnovers, 10 came from Onyewu and Shakir between them two. So everybody else pretty much took care of the ball. So you can't take it away from everybody else. Like the guard play was outstanding because they had a whole bunch of assists. Let me see, two, five, six, 13 assists from the perimeter. You know what I mean? They had 13 assists, of the 16 assists. So can't complain. The ball was moving. They was finding each other, and they didn't give it back. So when you do that, you take care of the ball. It just makes it tough for teams to get back in the game with you, especially when you punish them inside, get to the free throw line. That's how Mystics were able to win the game.
Yeah, I'm with you. We'll definitely. I think we'll be able to really answer that question. The closer we get, ironically, the part of June where we get close to the NBA draft, we should have a great answer to these types of questions as it pertains to the Mystics. Another thing that I'm looking forward that I guess we'll learn throughout this month, right, is we saw tonight, balanced production from the bench. I think that's going to go a long way in seeing where this team fits into. If they can get some level where, if we can find what that level of consistency looks like. Again, we know how young they are, whatnot. That's already baked in. The level of consistency they can get from their bench, I think, will go a long way because you're going to end up relying on that throughout the year, so many games and whatnot. But we saw tonight, I thought the contributions went a long way. They have some interesting pieces, um, coming off their bench. If you're able to get consistent minutes from them, obviously, it helps, save some of those starters too.
For sure, man. Just stay consistent. They just gotta get consistent with it, and that's the next step for them.
And Doug Dame, great analysis. Always on to the next one for sure. We'll check it with you guys. I think the next one is Saturday on the road. So we'll check in with you guys then for Mystics pregame and Mystics Outlook. Again, yeah, you guys appreciate you tuning in and commenting as always. We appreciate you guys taking the time to do so. We enjoy answering those comments, questions, etc. And we'll see you guys on Saturday.